One day the jackal invited the crane to have lunch with him. The crane dipped in the water of the pond several times and cleaned herself thoroughly. Then she dried her feathers and got ready for the lunch. The jackal had cooked a lovely broth with fish, mussels, crabs etc. for the crane as she loved it very much. But it was actually a ploy of the cunning jackal. He served the broth on a flat plate. Though the crane liked it very much, she found it very difficult to have it from a flat plate with her long beak. The jackal, on the other hand, finished his broth at one go. The crane went home feeling very hungry and realized that the jackal had invited her, in order to make a fool of her by serving food on a flat plate. The crane got very angry with the jackal and did not talk to him for a few days. Then she made a plan to teach him a lesson. So she invited the jackal to have lunch with her. The jackal was very happy to get the invitation as he was very greedy. He did not have breakfast in the morning so that he could eat a lot of good food, conveniently forgetting what he did with the crane. He went to the crane's house in time and felt very hungry, sniffing the smell of the mutton stew. After some time, the crane served him the mutton stew in a long jar. The crane put her long beak in the jar and finished it very quickly. But the jackal could not put his big head inside the jar, so he forced it into the jar. His head got stuck in the neck of the jar and the stew fell on his head. He could not see anything, but luckily it was an earthen jar, so he dashed it against a big rock and broke it. He looked at the crane angrily and accused her for everything. The crane replied she only did what he did to her, tit for tat. If a person harms others, he will be paid in the same coin. That is why we should do good to others and not harm anyone. I would love to write a few more stories that I had heard and reared, from my memory, for my dear granddaughter Kay and her friends. Her first friend, dear A, the daughter of Sid's friends SNA, is only 8 days younger than her. While writing these stories, she was also very much in my mind. So were the children of many of my FB friends. I just hope the children of this high-tech age like them as we and our children did.